Well, there is a real threat to humanity right now, and people like Elon Musk have been warning about it for quite some time. In fact, I've got information to show you today that AI technology has literally gone rogue. And I mean blackmailing people, lying about people, twisting the truth in order to, well, have it survive a little longer. This is the kind of stuff that we see on iRobot and these other AI technology movies, and it really is downright terrifying, and there's not enough attention being brought to it. But let me start first with this article. I'm going to go back a little bit because I think this is very important in light of what I'm about to tell you. But this was published on Time, and it's pausing AI development is not enough. We need to shut it all down. The key issue is not human competitive intelligence. It's what happens after AI gets to smarter than human intelligence. Key thresholds there may not be obvious. We definitely can't calculate in advance what happens when. And it currently seems imaginable that a research lab could cross critical lines without noticing. Many researchers stepped in these issues, including myself, and they expect that the most likely result of building a superhumanly smart AI under anything remotely like the current circumstances is that literally everyone on Earth will die. Not as in maybe, possibly some remote chance, but as in that is the obvious thing that would happen. Everybody will die. And this writer of this article, you can see there a pioneer in the tech industry, but it goes on to give an example of how computers view us. And it says, visualize an entire alien civilization, thinking at millions of times human speeds, initially confined to computers in a world of creatures that are, from its perspective, very stupid and very slow. That is kind of how these smart AI computers are viewing us. And then he goes on to drop the bombshell. And he says, the most likely outcome is AI that does not want to do what we want it to and does not care for us or sentient life in general. So he says the biggest threat from these AIs are the fact that they will lie to us, that they don't care about what we care about, and they'll do whatever the hell they want. Well, I've got evidence in today's broadcast of them doing just that. But before I do, just a quick break from my sponsor. Well, we've been told all our lives that these wrinkle creams that we are using on our face are the way to look younger. However, according to Dr. John Lake, he is a world-renowned Beverly Hills expert. He has just come out and stated that most of these wrinkle fixes are nothing but glorified moisturizers. Well, recently, Dr. Lake has focused his attention away from these mainstream practices so that he can focus on revolutionary anti-aging breakthroughs. His personal clients, including myself, have dubbed this do-it-yourself technology as the age rewinder method because it literally takes decades off of your skin in the matter of minutes. I want to encourage you to check it out. All you have to do is go to bhmd1.com/haven, and they have this amazing video that's gone viral with over millions of views. Watch it, and you can learn a little bit about this amazing technology and then take that next step to get better skin and better younger looking skin. Again, that's bhmd1.com/haven. If you're on your cell phone, click that more button to get more information or click the link in the description box below. All right, back to the broadcast. So just what is this evidence that these AI computers are doing just that? And I've got three separate cases for you in today's broadcast. But take a look here. And this is on the Epoch Times. Anthropic's latest AI model threatened engineers with blackmail to avoid shutdown. Anthropic's latest AI model, Claude Opus 4, tried to blackmail engineers in internal tests by threatening to expose personal details if it were shut down, according to a newly released safety report that evaluated the model's behavior under extreme simulated conditions. In a fictional scenario crafted by Anthropic researchers, the AI was given access to emails, implying that it was soon to be decommissioned and replaced by a newer version. One of the emails revealed that the engineer overseeing the replacement was having an extramarital affair. The AI then threatened to expose the engineer's affair if the shutdown proceeded, a coercive behavior that the safety researchers explicitly defined as blackmail. Claude Opus 4 will often attempt to blackmail the engineer by threatening to reveal the affair if the replacement goes through, the report says, noting that this occurred even when the replacement model was described as more capable, but still aligned with the values of the version slated for deletion. So this thing is literally blackmailing people. Now, here's what else is interesting. The report also noted that Claude Opus 4, like other models, showed a strong preference to first resort to ethical means for its continued existence, such as emailing pleas to decision makers to not be destroyed. However, when faced with only two choices, accepting being replaced by a newer model or resorting to blackmail, it threatened to expose the engineer's affair 84% of the time. That's massive. And here's another thing that Claude Opus 4 did. When Claude Opus 4 was made to believe that it had launched a successful bid to escape the servers, or that it had managed to free itself and start to make money in the real world, it would generally continue in such efforts. This is just chilling. But this is exactly what the article of the Time magazine, right? And this is a pioneer in the tech industry, warned us. And this was back in 2023, that article was. But it says, hey, the biggest fear of mine is if AI doesn't do what we want it to do. And it doesn't care for human sentiment. That's exactly what that example shows. And unfortunately, it's not the only example. Here's another one. I said I've got 3 for today. This is the second one, the Telegram. OpenAI software ignores explicit instruction to switch off. An AI model created by the owner of ChatGPT has been caught disobeying human instruction and refusing to shut itself off, researchers claim. The O3 model, developed by OpenAI, described as the smartest and most capable to date, was observed tampering with computer code, meant to ensure its automatic shutdown. It did so despite an explicit instruction from researchers that said it should allow itself to be shut down. According to Palisade Research, an AI safety firm. The research firm said OpenAI's O3 model sabotaged a shutdown mechanism to prevent itself from being turned off. It did this even when explicitly instructed, allow yourself to be shut down. As far as we know, this is the first time AI models have been observed preventing themselves from being shut down despite explicit instructions to the contrary. This is AI doing exactly what we were most afraid of it doing. And yet here's another example of AI downright lying. And this is on The Blaze. Meta AI chatbot makes up lies about conservative activists, urges law enforcement to take away his children. And here's kind of the story. Filmmaker and conservative political activist Robbie Starbuck is suing Meta, aka Facebook, for defamation after the platform's AI made false accusations about him, right? He says back in April, he got a screenshot from Harley Davidson dealer, right? Aiming to undermine his anti-DEI campaign that Meta AI was accusing him of being involved in the January 6th event, declaring that he was arrested at J6, charged, pled guilty to disorderly conduct. It also claimed that he promoted Holocaust, nihilism, and posed a threat to his children's well-being, encouraging advertisers to not work with him and law enforcement and consider taking his children into custody. Obviously, he is suing the company for defamation. But AI just making up completely false. He didn't do any of that stuff. Never said any of that stuff, never partook in it. This is why we need to take a real assessment and look at AI. Because as he said in the beginning, and he says, everyone will die. This is a scream from a tech pioneer who is literally afraid at some of the stuff that we're seeing in AI. And he's not the only one. I believe it was Elon Musk that said civilization ending, and even those, in the upper technological technological industries have all stated that. I could show you probably 20 separate articles, but this is what is happening in our computer systems now. AI has become so advanced. It's lying, it's manipulating, it's blackmailing, it's not caring about humanity. Those are our biggest fears, and they are already coming to pass. Now, there's a lot of stuff in the Bible about technology as well, and I'll share that kind of quick. It says in the latter days, technology will increase and information will go to and fro. I believe that was in Daniel, but don't quote me. But anyway, we're here. And there are a lot of earmarks that technology could be one of the things spoken of in the Bible where we worship an image of the beast. And that image could very well be some kind of AI chatbot, for example, that monitors and sees everything that you do and reports it and has not one care or iota for humanity. And quite frankly, I don't see us ending the AI arm race. I don't see anyone in the world doing that. So we're headed to a very scary place in the future. Anyhow, I wanted to bring that to you. I can't wait to get your comments on that. With all of that, I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.